Good morning, children. Welcome to your chemistry class. First of all, let me tell you syllabus for first UT. So, note down. Here we have two chapters. First one, matter, and second, physical and chemical changes. Now, first of all, we will start chapter 1, matter. Everything around us is matter. Pen, eraser, book, chair, table, water, air. Even we all are made of matter. Now question is how we define matter. So anything that has weight and takes up space or has volume is matter. Where weight means how heavy something is. For example, weight of this eraser is less, whereas weight of this book is quite large. Now volume means amount of space something occupies. For example, pen takes up less space while book takes up more space to fit in. Now students, every matter is made up of tiny particles we call molecules. So consider this is a matter and is made up of tiny particles. These all are tiny particles. Where tiny means very small. So matter is made up of tiny particles we call molecules. These all are molecules. Now in between the molecules we have space, we call it intermolecular space. Where inter means in between and molecular means the molecules. So what is intermolecular space? It's a space in between the molecules. Now see, molecules in matter attract each other. So here we have a force of attraction in the molecules. We call it intermolecular force. What is intermolecular force? It's a force of attraction in the molecules in matter. Force of attraction means it's attractive force. What is force of attraction? It's a force with which molecules are attracting each other. So intermolecular force is an attractive force, beta. Because of this reason, see, if we have more intermolecular force, then accordingly intermolecular space will be less. Why so? See, if we have a strong intermolecular force of attraction, then what will happen? The molecules will come close to each other because it's a force of attraction. So if we have more intermolecular force of attraction, then molecules will come close to each other. So as they come close to each other, accordingly intermolecular space, that is the space between the molecules, will reduce. So we say intermolecular force of attraction is inversely proportional to intermolecular space. So write on, intermolecular force is inversely proportional to intermolecular space. That is, if we have strong intermolecular force of attraction, then accordingly intermolecular space will be less. And if we have weak intermolecular force of attraction, then accordingly intermolecular space will be large. Now, see from book beta, they have written that is the matter is made up of tiny particles we call molecules, and molecules are held together by force of attraction we call intermolecular force, and there is space between the particles or between the molecules we call intermolecular space. Now see, they have drawn a one matter, this is matter, and is matter is made up of tiny particles. These all are tiny particles we call molecules. Now in between the molecules we have space called intermolecular space, and molecules attract each other with the force we call intermolecular force. Now important point to underline beta, see, the force of attraction as well as space between the particles differ from substance to substance. But for any substance, if we talk, the stronger the intermolecular force, the smaller the intermolecular space, because intermolecular force is inversely related to intermolecular space. Again, weaker the intermolecular force, the larger will be the intermolecular space. Because if we have stronger intermolecular force, then molecules will attract each other strongly. So if they strongly attract each other, then they come close to each other. So if they come close to each other, then accordingly intermolecular space will reduce. Same way, if we have weaker intermolecular force, then molecules will not attract each other too strongly. So if they will not attract each other strongly, then accordingly intermolecular space will be large. Next we have states of matter. Matter exists in different states, and mainly we have 3 states of matter. First one, solid, liquid and gaseous state. For example, water exists in 3 states: ice, which is in solid state, water in liquid state, and water vapor, which is in gaseous state. Now if we talk about solid state, then see, in solid state molecules are closely packed. They are close to each other. So see beta, as molecules are close to each other in solid state, so we can say in solid state we have a smallest intermolecular space. See, here we have a smallest intermolecular space. Now smallest intermolecular space because molecules are close to each other. So as molecules are close to each other means they are attracting each other very strongly. Attracting each other very strongly means here we have a strongest intermolecular force. Same way, if we talk about liquid state, in liquid state molecules are loosely packed. They are apart from each other. You can see, as they are apart from each other, so here we have intermolecular space. So we can say in liquid we have larger intermolecular space. Larger intermolecular space, accordingly intermolecular force will be weaker because they are inversely related to each other. And if we talk about gaseous state, molecules are far apart from each other. See, they are far apart from each other. So here we have enough intermolecular space. So we say in gaseous state we have largest intermolecular space. Largest intermolecular space, accordingly intermolecular force will be weakest. So next important point is kind of matter. Underline. Kind of matter means the molecules constituting or molecules making up the substance. Now if we talk about 3 states, solid, liquid and gaseous state, then the kind of matter, that is the molecules making up the substance, remains same. For example, in ice, water and water vapor, we have all molecules of water, that is H2O. So the kind of matter is same in all. H2O means 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 atom of oxygen. This is the chemical formula of water. Now what causes the difference in states? See beta, we know the molecules making up the substance do not change in 3 states. Then why substance exists in 3 states? This is because state of matter is determined by intermolecular space and intermolecular force. See, this is solid state in which molecules are closely packed. We have no intermolecular space, or we have very less intermolecular space, while we have strongest intermolecular force of attraction. This is liquid state in which molecules are apart from each other. We have larger intermolecular space and weaker intermolecular force of attraction. This is gaseous state in which molecules are far apart and we have largest intermolecular space while weakest intermolecular force of attraction. So see what causes the difference in states. This is the intermolecular space and the intermolecular force of attraction. Intermolecular force is strongest in solid, weaker in liquid state and weakest in gaseous state. On the other side, if we talk about intermolecular space, it is smallest in solid state, larger in liquid state and largest in the gaseous state. Next we have interconversion of states of matter. We know beta, we can change a state of matter from solid to liquid or liquid to gas or gas to liquid and liquid to solid by heating or by cooling. For example, on being heated, we know ice turns into water and water turns into steam, that is water vapor. And on being cooled, steam turns into water and water turns into ice. So we can say we can change the state of matter by cooling or by heating. So what is interconversion of states of matter? Write on. The change in state of matter from one to another is called as interconversion of states of matter. Now see from book, solid state can be changed into liquid state by heating process called as melting. And what is melting point? Is the constant temperature. Constant means remains same. So the constant temperature at which solid turns into corresponding liquid. Now, liquid state can be changed into solid state by cooling process known as freezing. And the temperature or the constant temperature at which liquid turns into corresponding solid called as freezing point. Now the important point is the freezing point of a liquid is same as the melting point of corresponding solid. For example, if we talk about water, then melting point of ice as well as freezing point of water both are 0 degree Celsius, which means water and ice both exist together at 0 degree Celsius. Or we can say water freezes as well as ice melts at 0 degree Celsius. So at 0 degree Celsius we have liquid state of water as well as solid state of water. Now next see, liquid state can be changed into gaseous state by heating process known as boiling or evaporation. And what is boiling point? It's constant temperature at which liquid boils or at which liquid turns into corresponding gas. Now see, the boiling point of water we have 100 degrees Celsius, and 100 degrees Celsius is also the temperature at which steam will condense. What is condensation? To understand this line, let us know the definition of condensation. That is, the gaseous state can be changed into liquid state by cooling process known as condensation, and the corresponding constant temperature called as condensing point. So see here, 100 degrees Celsius is boiling point of water as well as condensing point of steam. So at 100 degrees Celsius, we have both water vapors as well as liquid water. So beta, this is all about interconversion of states of matter.